Hello guys, it's Alex. I'm making a video for you guys right now because, well, I just got off the phone with a girlfriend and I just had a serious conversation with her. Now, I know there are some 18-year-olds out there or people that are younger that have been kicked out of their house. And I don't want you guys to feel like just because you have had a hard life, you won't get anywhere. I'm going to give you back a perspective of my life, how it was for me. Now, some of you probably will be able to relate to this, but I don't know. Maybe you guys will, maybe you guys won't. It's up for you guys to listen. Maybe you'll actually enjoy my story. Some of it is quite sad, so if you guys have a trigger for anything that's depressing, I would suggest you not to watch this video. It all starts back to when I was around, I'll just start off when I was a newborn. Back when I was younger, from the newborn stage all the way up to when I was 3, I lived in Corinth. And I found this out actually a few months ago from my mother when we went back to go up and find a place to get the puppy that we have now. And to find out that I lived actually on Spiral Falls Road. From the ages of 4 to the ages of 15, I lived in Hudson Falls. Now I live here currently in South Falls, New York, where everything seems different to me. Now, where it all changed was back when I lived in Hudson Falls. Yes, for granted, I did live a fantastic life back there, but a lot of shit happened. It actually makes up my entire past. At the age of 9, I'd be walking around the street, just around my block, and I would have people, maybe about 20 years old, asking me if I wanted weed, if I wanted crack, if I wanted this, or if I wanted that. But in reality, I didn't want any of it. I was only 9 years old, and my mindset was back then that it was gross. That I thought, that guy is ugly. That guy is ugly because of what he's done. But, my perspective has changed from back then because, I was only, like 9 years old. Back then, I seen a lot of shit. When I went to New Jersey, I saw a lot of hobos. I actually saw a guy crying with his kid because his wife just kicked him out and made him go live on the streets. I've been jumped by a lot of kids. I was jumped by a few girls. I was jumped by like 7 or 8 guys at once. And that shows to you how cruel society can be. Now, back then, I thought, because my dad had a nice paycheck every day, that my reality of a home could have been a mansion with a pool down in the basement and have my own indoor track and have video games and have 4 bedrooms and have 3 bathrooms. My reality of a home, my dream home, is different now than when it was back then. Because no one taught me back then that there's a lot to consider for reality. Reality didn't set in for me until I moved. Because now I'm afraid of everything that comes for me. Because back then, my family used to argue. My mom would always end up getting kicked out. I'd always end up having to do something different. There was nothing I could do to change the fate of what was going on around me. And back then, I felt helpless. Now being 18 and having to graduate and move out and get a job and get my license and do things that I've never done before has changed me now. Because now I look at the world as being bigger, scarier. Like, it's a place I've never been to before. When I've been here for 18 years. And yet, right now, I'm more fearful than I was back then. Yes, I was afraid back then because I was bullied, because I was jumped, because people asked me if I wanted weed and crack and all this other shit. And I saw the world as it was. But I never realized the reality of how our economy is going. I never realized the politics. I never realized how big it was for us, for our president to be chosen. How big it was for a certain person to be picked. Because it could change how our society is. I just want you guys to let you know. It's always going to be maybe a leap of faith for a lot of the things that are happening now. But it doesn't mean you have to give up. Because one day you won't be fearful. One day you'll be happy with who you are. One day you'll be able to get up and say, I did this. I accomplished this. And now I can go out in the world and show everyone what I did. Now, some of you may say, no, you can't do that. But you can. Just gotta believe in yourself. Well, that's all I have to say for now, guys. Until the next video,